Thank you, Joan, for being a part of Puppy Up Studios' clinical trial series. Abby is absolutely beautiful. Tell us her story.
Abby was a great dog. We rescued her as a 7-month-old puppy. She was with a family who the mother was pregnant and having a difficult pregnancy, already had a 2-year-old, and Abby was just a little too much activity and liveliness for their situation. So we were happy to rescue her. And once she got used to us and was able to find out that we were all about the fun, she just became a very joyful dog. Loved taking walks, loved exploring, loved her other two male dogs that she ruled the roost and would get them into playing and chasing around the yard and having a good time. They chased her once when we first introduced them, and then she was the chaser after that. She's just a wonderful dog.
And then Abby was diagnosed with bone cancer. And then you went to the University of Wisconsin-Madison. The folks are great out there. Tell us about your experience.
It was great. They were wonderful. They took all the time. I'm an engineer, so I'm very logical, and my partner has a PhD, and so we went in with a million questions and wanted to understand all the options, wanted to understand the picture. I felt like they were very straightforward and truthful, but also gave us the whole range of options and possible outcomes, so we could make a really good informed decision. But they were also very kind, and it was kind of like, well, once we were accepted into this study, it was like, well, we'll be with you till the end. And they were, in every step along the way. We could discuss options, probable outcomes, no matter what we needed, whenever we needed it. I could get a hold of them and they would help if, if Abby seemed to be having a little pain and we needed another prescription, or if she needed some anti-nausea medication. They were just always very available to us, very kind and a great support. And I just can't say enough for how good they were, with Abby. And it really was a very good experience in dealing with them.
How long did Abby live post-diagnosis?
So ultimately, I think we had an extra 10 months with Abby. When we had been told, 1 to 3 max. With the treatment, we were able to get 10. And like I said, it was always hard to say goodbye to a pet, but they were good months. They were good months, and Abby had a lot of joy, a lot of chasing around the other dogs and running around in the yard. So it was well worth the time and the investment to help her have more joy and us have more time.
It was so unfortunate that Abby did not have the outcome that we all hoped for. But would you go through a clinical trial again?
At one point I would have thought, and even very early on when we had just been confronted with the diagnosis of, well, do we really want to put Abby through a study? But I am very, very happy that we did, because again, it gave us more information, it gave us more choices, and it gave us more time with Abby. And as another thing that, being a scientist, a science-oriented person, very much wanted to help the science and help other people.
And to all of the other pet parents out there, would you recommend clinical trials for them?
Well, I would say, all along the way you have to make the decisions that are right for you and your pet. I would certainly encourage people to strongly consider getting into a trial to help advance the science. It did give us a lot more quality time with Abby. It did help advance the science. And now we understand more too, and if I have another dog, I would do the same thing. So, and I guess I would just encourage people to very strongly consider going ahead and enrolling their pet in a study and allowing the science to advance, but also allowing them to have time. And it gave us time to adjust too to the idea that we were going to lose her from the osteosarcoma. But, you know, there were times we had a lot more laughter, a lot more joy with Abby that we wouldn't have otherwise. And so it was well worth it. It was very much worth it.
Thank you, Joan, for sharing Abby's story with Puppy Up Studios and with pet parents all over the world.
So yes, I very much want to thank the Puppy Up Foundation for funding the clinical trial at the University of Wisconsin. We really appreciate that supply of money to help the Vet Med Hospital create the study that helped treat our Abby and give us more time. So thank you.